Hello friends, I am Paresh Sangvikar, BYK Junior College of Nashik. Today we are going to learn about the equity issue of shares. On that, we are lecture on methods of issue of shares. Already we have learned about how to issue the shares. Now, on which method the company is preferable, it is method of issue of shares. It is depend upon various conditions of the company, so that the company can select one method to issue the shares. Public offer, already we learn in the 11th also. Public offer, the company issue the shares to directly to the public, it is called a public offer. Existing equity shareholders, those who have already a owner of the company, this offer is given to that particular categories, it is called existing equity shareholders. Existing employee, those who are the permanent employee of the company, or maybe the director, maybe the holding company, this scheme is for the existing employee and directors. Private placement, the placement or the want to collect the money from the some group of person, maybe the investor, but it should not be more than 200%, it is called a private person. We will learn one by one of all the methods of issue of shares. First one, the public offer. Initial public offer. The word shows that initial. Initial public offer is one of the very popular in case of the public company. Offering shares to the public directly. Before that, the company can collect the money privately, maybe from the promoters, maybe from the other investors, so they can collect the money from privately. Whenever the issue of the IPO, it should be offered to the public on first time. Before IPO, the company cannot listed, but whenever company want to issue the IPO, the company must be listed. What is mean by listed? Listed means the name of the company in the open market. It is very easy for the buyer, it is very easy for the owner to sell or purchase the shares in the open market. After the IPO, the company became a listed company. The name of the company in the market, it is called a listed company. FPO, further public offer. When the company want to issue second time, first time it is called initial public offer, second time it is called a further public offer. When the company issue the shares to the public after the IPO, it is called a further on, follow on. Every issue of shares by listed company after the IPO is called a further public offer. It's instead to increase to subscribe capital of the company. Next, offer shares to the existing equity shareholder. It is a right of the existing shareholder to purchase the share first. So that's why there are two schemes, right issue and bonus share. The issue which is given to the existing shareholder, it is called a right issue. It is a right of the existing shareholder to purchase first. Always the company issue the shares to the existing shareholders at a lesser price than the market value. Suppose there is a market value is rupees 100, definitely they will issue the shares less than 100. The company has to send the letter of offer. In the letter of offer, there should be a number of share offered, how many number of shares are offered to that particular shareholders. The offer period is not less than 15 days and not more than 30 days from the date of offer. There should be the right of re-announce. What is re-announce? Re-announce means they can sell the shares to the outsiders or they can transfer the shares to the outsider. And the last one is the letter of offer can be sent with the registered post, speed post, courier, or through the nowadays electronic mode. If a shareholder does not respond to the right issue offer within a stipulated time, it is implied that he is not interested in the offer. It cannot be the company can offer, the company cannot. Now the bonus shares. The share which have given on free of cost to the existing equity shareholder in proportion of their shareholding, it is called the bonus shares. It is given to the only fully paid up shares. Those shares have partly paid up, it will not get benefit of a bonus shares. The company who have a financially sound, it means that they have enough reserve, they have enough profit, also they have a surplus profit, they can announce the bonus shares to attract the public towards the company. What is the benefit of the bonus shares? If the company issue the bonus shares, definitely the market value of the share of the company will be definitely increase, because it is a goodwill that one of the company issue the bonus shares. The bonus shares always issued out of accumulated profit or reserve. A company can issue the bonus share only out of free reserve, security premium account, or capital redemption reserve account. As once the company announced the bonus shares, the board of directors cannot withdraw. These shares cannot re-announce. Renounce means they cannot sell to the any other person, or they cannot give transfer to the other person. Then there some schemes for the offering shares to the existing employee. ESOS, Employee Stock Option Scheme, and ESPS, Employee Stock Purchase Scheme. The first ESOS, Employee Stock Option Scheme, it is scheme for the permanent employee, directors, holding company, or the subsidiary company. Those who are the permanent employee, they can participate in this scheme. The shares are offered definitely a less price than the market value. There should be a locking period. In the locking period, employee cannot transfer or sell his shares. For the employee stock option scheme, the approval of the shareholders must be there with the special resolution. The employee cannot transfer his option or pledge or mortgage. It means that whenever you want to take a loan from any financial institution, they require some securities. So whatever you have taken under the scheme of ESOS, you cannot give that security as a security of loan, security mortgage of a loan. It is called a ESOS. Second, again for the employee, ESPS, Employee Stock Purchase Scheme. The name indicated that the employee must purchase the particular shares. This offer again gives to the employee at a discount rate. It means that discount rate means definitely a less than the market value. The company deducts an amount from the salary because they don't want to burden on the particular employee. So they can deduct some installment from their salary. Different number of shares can be offered to the different number of categories. In the company there are different categories are there: manager, assistant manager, officer, then workers. So the company can announce the scheme as a different category. They can offer the shares as per the different category. There should be a 1 year locking period. The employee cannot transfer their shares between that particular locking period. Because of it is given to the employee, we have to take the approval of the owners. The shareholders on approval must be there with a special resolution. The shares issued through the scheme must be listed immediately, because after the 1 year they can they can sell the shares. So that without listed the shares they cannot sell the shares. Offering shares to the existing employee, again it is for the employee but it is different schemes. SARS, stock appreciation right scheme. It is given to the existing employee for the appreciation value. What is mean by appreciation value? Suppose the market value of the shares is rupees 100 and after some days it will be 150. That 50 rupees is the appreciation. The company allot a specific number of stock: 100 shares, 1000 shares, 1 lakh shares, 50,000 shares as a appreciation right. Whatever, suppose there is a 1 lakh shares, that 1 lakh shares, whatever the appreciation, that appreciation amount distributed to the this employee. The employee is paid the appreciation value in cash through the equity shares. It is a form of bonus because the company cannot take anything. Whatever the appreciation value, it will be given in cash, or maybe they are given some equity shares rather than they have to give the cash. There is no locking period for SARS, but because of we have to give the employee, we have to taken the consent of the shareholders. So approval of the shareholder through the special resolution must be there. Again, the sweet equity shares. The shares are offered to its directors or employee at a discount rate for consideration other than cash. In SAR, there is cash is given. In sweet equity, there is no cash will be given. The shares rank pari passu with the other equity shareholders. Means pari passu means it will be treated as per the equity shareholders. But they have a locking period of 3 years. They cannot transfer during the period. The SARC scheme has no locking period. Sweet equity share has a locking period of 3 years. Approval of the shareholder must be there because it is given to the employee. Special resolution should be there. Approval of the shareholder through the special resolution. Private placement. When a company offers the security to the selected group, not more than 200, it is called a private placement. When company are not ready to offer the share to the public and they can collect their shares from some group of people, it is called a private placement. The board of directors select a group of persons, or maybe some mutual fund, maybe some financial institution, maybe some institutional investors. It is a a decision of a board of director to select this group. The shares are maybe fully paid up or maybe the partly paid up. The consideration should be paid by check, demand draft, but never be in cash. Because of the private placement, the approval of the shareholder must be there with a special resolution. Consent of the Without consent of the shareholders or the owners, the whatever the activity is done in the company, it is called invalid. So that's why the consent or approval of the shareholder must be there. There are two ways: right issue and preferential allotment. Already we have learned about the right issue. Preferential allotment, where a company issued to the specific securities to the equity shares, that is the equity share or the security that can be converted into equity share in the future to selected group of persons on preferential basis. It is called the preferential allotment. Assignments. Now you will write some concept. You will try to write that particular concept with your own words. What is IPO, FPO, ASOS, SARC, right issue, authorized capital, subscribed capital, paid up capital, call on shares, sweet equity. And also you can write, explain the classification of share capital and explain the methods of company can issue to make its public offer of shares. Thank you very much. In the next videos we will learn about the issue of shares.